Okay, I'll just add a bit to the start of this video because this is news that's recently come in. Never mind the pressure cooker gurgling away there. My dad's uncle passed away this morning. I don't even know how old he was. It was 89, or might have been 90-ish or something like that. Broke his leg quite badly, actually. It just went flop when he come off a ramp near the back door or something like that. Anyway, he survived that, managed to crawl to the phone, went into hospital and they done surgery on his leg, but he ended up having 3 heart attacks in a row, and that's the end. I'm not sort of the person to get affected by death because, like, honestly, what are you going to do about it? There's nothing you can do about it, and everybody faces it eventually. There will be another clean-up that I'll probably be participating in. Seems the clean-ups never end. Anyway, that'll probably be a month or so off. We'll see. You know, he only died at 3 AM this morning, so. But anyway, nothing you can do about it. Except clean up. Anyway, he was the one that actually helped me out quite a bit with the mortgage on this place when my uncle died. And I was very grateful for that because that gave me a real head start on this place. In other news, my sister is actually pregnant with her 3rd kid. She's had a few, long story short, thyroid problems caused by something that has been genetically handed down, which fortunately it seems I don't have. But anyway, she's due in April, I think. Yeah. Anyway, on with the rest of the video. Alrighty, just thought I'd make a few technical updates here with not a great deal of video of wood, fences, or scrap metal. About to take another load of scrap metal actually. Hopefully it should be my last load. I've been right down into the paddock, right down low, and picked up a whole heap of stuff down there. And also all the trees and box thorns around the house. I got into all that. I actually had a wallaby here the other day. Heard this thump and then it went bang right through the middle of the damn box thorns. God blimey. I got thick skin, but oh gosh. Anyways, I thought I'd mention a little bit about Little Miss. Although I said I wouldn't make a great deal of videos on her. She sort of... we decided that wasn't the best idea. But anyways, her parents now know about the existence of us. She's had a lot going on lately. Like her family's had a lot of things. They moved house. Her grandparents had come from New Zealand to live with them. And a whole stack of other bits and pieces. For those of you who asked about her brother who was in the car crash, he's now eating liquid food. Still can't talk, but he's very conscious and everything. As I said, it's going to be a long road to recovery for him. You know, because he's lucky he wasn't just outright killed by it. Anyway, her parents now know about the existence of us, and I got grumpy a few times saying, look, is this ever going to happen? Are we ever going to meet up? Because once upon a time I did say to her that, you know, I don't want this to drag on forever. I want to meet before December. And then look how close we are from December. But anyway, now they do know about us, and we're working on a date to actually meet in person and get all the show on the road. It's very different with the Samoan culture, the way it's all ran. It's all, there's got to be a very specific set of things adhered to and whatnot. Over in Samoa, it's hard for them even over there. And, there's a very high likelihood that a bloke will get beaten up by his sister's brothers if he doesn't stick to the exact blooming proper way of going through the process. And, she wants to keep her family happy and go through that process and, do it all right by everybody like that. So, yeah, I didn't expect something to happen. No, Troy's not coming to Australia that I know of. I heard of somebody who I thought it'd be great to talk to them. They are from a place where, in the States, you probably hear nothing but propaganda about this place and extreme stuff and a lot of stuff missed out and whatnot. And this person is actually on the run from this regime, and they're here legally. And I thought there was an odd possible chance I may get to talk to them. Well, now there's actually a 100% chance I'm going to get to ask them quite a number of questions about where they're from and what actually goes on. It is not China. I'm going to get a few hours to talk with this person over a meal and all that, and it's going to be a great opportunity, and I'm going to take that opportunity. Whereas I thought there was probably very little chance of me actually seeing them or getting really much of a chance to talk to them, even though I had heard of them through somebody else that I know them through. But anyway, they are coming round to that person's place for a meal, and I will be there. And yeah, it'll make for a good video, but I can't show their face or their voice, so I can probably only relay secondhand what I've heard, because basically when you're on the run from a government, it's not a wise thing to end up putting your face on YouTube. But anyways, the Chinese foreman wants me to buy a $600 blooming screw gun. You got to see these things running to believe it. They're used for basically, well, like whacking screws into the wall here, as I have. I'm using a little Milwaukee at the moment, but that's one of the things that you pretty much got to have as a tool, as a plasterer. I saw somebody using one of these on Friday, running flat stick. I'm not joking, it was like this. Just boom, 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 just like, there was a screw going in every 2 seconds or less, maybe every second and a half. I've never seen someone thump screws like that in my life. And they had this thing running flat stick. They take anything from 1 inch to 1 5/8 of an inch in a big plastic strip. They cost $600, and he wants me to get one of these this week. And I don't think so until I get my first week's pay. I might have bought that nail bag set up with the suspenders, but if I didn't, my hip wouldn't have survived the second day. But I'm not spending $600 until I at least get a week's pay out of this. And there is some, I don't know if it's a rebate or how it works, on buying tools when you're an apprentice, and they're going to sign me up on the this Friday for the apprenticeship, and I'm going to ask about that and see how it all happens. And because we get off at about 3:30, I may then go straight from there to the shop and buy this thing, draw me money out and go buy it. But it's a $600 tool. Now, I have a hedge trimmer that's sitting in there, actually. It cost me $260, and I bought it specifically for a job and used it for 2 hours and never touched it again. I also have a set of boots. Now you can't see them. There you can. Now, fortunately, I managed to use those at the chicken processing plant, but they sat there for a few years. I went and got a job with a concreter who wanted to make a second team of concreters. And of course, I was just going to be a labourer, you know, to help with the initial screed as the truck pours it all out and lay down the Rio and all that sort of stuff. And then, after employing us all for a day, he decided that he didn't have a second supervisor to manage the second team, so he sacked us all. And I spent $120 on a pair of boots I used for one day. Actually, it might have been $140. It was a fair bit anyway. And not going to buy a $600 screw gun without seeing a bit of money from this job initially. So, yeah, I may do a little talk on silver as well. Things are really not making sense with the supply and demand side of silver at the moment, but I'll talk about that in another video. I don't think there's much else I got technical to talk about. Sheep are doing well, actually. They've knocked down a lot of stuff. They've eaten a lot of stuff. They're even coming right up to the house, which I think I might have showed before. At some point, I've got to put that on the wall. There's this internal wall of the house, which, not the one in my kitchen, but the other room where the hedge trimmer is, there's no lining on that side of the wall. So I want to stick all this stuff in to act as a bit of an insulator before I eventually get myself an air conditioner. But, you know, let's face it, I've got a mortgage to pay, I've got property taxes to pay. The air conditioner on the car is truly stuffed. It's no better than driving with the window open. And, you know, that's probably $800 to fix that. When I $600 mortgage, $1,300 property taxes, $800 to fix that air conditioner, then I might go and get an air conditioner for this place. So, yeah. It's, at the moment, you know, transition of jobs and all that sort of stuff, it's not going so great. I will tell you something else too that's a bit of a surprise. The shop steward, who's basically your safety bloke and also sort of your union rep there, he's told me that the Chinese labourers working there are on $30 an hour, and it's wrong that I should only be getting $16 or $17 an hour, so he's going to try and get me at least $30 an hour, and he's going to talk to the, you know, big boss, the brother-in-law of my previous boss, to see about that. I don't know if that's going to happen. If it does, I'm going to be earning a lot of money. If it doesn't, oh well, so be it. But these rates may sound astronomical to you in the States, but remember that a lot of things in Australia are, you know, double and on occasion even triple the price of the States, except for strange things like vinegar. For some reason it's cheaper here, and wine is terribly cheap, shockingly cheap. And, you know, yeah.